Good day, everyone. It's time to check out the tropics now to see what's going on with the Newly system that should come off the coast of Africa today for everyone in the Atlantic and the Caribbean regions to see if it comes up our way. And of course, this is Hurricane Lane. And for everyone in Hawaii, today is the day your ride out with Hurricane Lane will begin. That and more coming up in the Tropical Update Weather News with J7409. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click the bell, check off the email notification, make sure you get all the latest news happening with hurricanes, tropical storms, tropical waves, everything tropical weather. I'd appreciate it a lot. And now, of course, what you're looking at is the GLOWS floater. And this is today's view of it. This is Hurricane Lane, a very powerful storm. This morning it does have winds of 145 miles per hour. It's come down some since yesterday, but it's going to remain a Category 4 for a while. It's such a slow mover, it's not having enough to tear it down until it finally starts up more northward. Then it should disintegrate more and more at a faster rate, as we were hoping it would do earlier, but as of now, it's looking like it's not going to. As we take a quick look at this system getting ready to come off the coast of Africa, it should come off the coast today. We'll see what the National Hurricane Center has to say. A tropical wave is forecast to emerge off the west coast of Africa late today and then move westward at 15 to 20 miles per hour for the next several days. Environmental conditions could become more conducive for some development of the wave early next week over the central tropical Atlantic Ocean. No chance of anything happening in 2 days, and in 5 days it's a low 20% chance. Right now, from everything that I've gone over, it's looking like, yeah, it's going to try to develop into something, but it may have some problems. As next week approaches and we get into the first of next week, we'll check out things more, and I'll check this every day and show you guys things. But as of now, this is what it's looking like. We don't need to do any more except just watch this system to see what happens by the first of next week. As we look at a picture of Hurricane Lane from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center in Hawaii out of Honolulu, of course, this is what's happening now. It's still a Category 4. The maximum sustained winds are 145 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure, 939 millibars. If you're tracking 16.3 north, 156.9 west, it's a slow mover. This is bad. Movement northwest at 7 miles per hour. And as you can see, there's a big island right there. You guys looking like you're already getting some more of these rain bands. You got just a few, very few, but you got some yesterday. But all of this rain is going to start to materialize more and more and more and more. So be prepared for it. The sheer wind that we thought would maybe start to weaken Hurricane Lane, well, Hurricane Lane's plowing right through it. It's not making any difference this morning. And Lane continues to make the long-awaited turn toward the northwest, and the forward speed has slowed, as you have seen, with the initial motion for this advisory to be about 315.6 KT. Now, Lane has reached the western area of the Deep Layer Ridge with a trough aloft to the northwest of Hawaii. The steering flow is relatively light and out of the south, and Lane will move northwest and north at relatively slow speeds through Friday. So the environment it's in, it's just going to move slow. You guys are going to get pounded with rain and by some wind and everything else. Now, by 48 to 72 hours, most of the track guidance begins to show this sharp turn toward the west. This is because the low-level circulation of Lane decouples in the face of higher shear up to 35 to 40 knots. Now, exactly when this critical turn will happen, very difficult to forecast. So confidence in this portion of the track right now is quite low. Do not put your guards down. Just like I said yesterday, just because the tracks look like this, that doesn't necessarily mean that is what's going to happen. Now, the updated track forecast is very close to the previous, but has been shifted slightly closer to the islands on days 2 and 3 when Lane will be making its closest point of approach to the islands. And all of that stuff's going to start today, okay? Now, in difference to the HCCA model forecast track, it's shifted to the right in response to the HWFI and GFSI and other members doing so, while the EMXI model lies on the left-hand side of the guidance envelope. Now, beyond 72 hours, a shower circulation of Lane is expected to be carried westward away from the islands in the low-level trade wind flow. Now, remember yesterday, in the last video I put up, update I put up, everything looked better because it was to the left. Well, now we've got a model that is trying to push it further to the right. That's not good if that happens. We've got to watch Lane very, very closely. Now, Lane is beginning to move underneath the increasing shear, analyzed right now at around 20 knots, and the latest satellite pictures indicate that this may be finally beginning to negatively impact Lane, which it has some, okay? It has some. Last evening, it had winds of 155. Now it's got winds of 145. Key messages. Lane will pass dangerously close to the main Hawaiian Islands as a hurricane, a Category 4, today and tomorrow, and is expected to bring damaging winds, and these winds can be accelerated over the downslope from the elevated terrain in the mountain range and will be higher in high-rise buildings. So if you're over there vacationing or something, keep that in mind. The wind will be elevated higher in high-rise buildings. Now, the slow movement of Lane also greatly increases the threat for prolonged heavy rainfall and extreme rainfall totals. And I'll tell you all about those in a moment. It's higher now than it has been yet. Now, this is expected to lead to life-threatening flash flooding and landslides over the Hawaiian Islands. Large and damaging surf can be expected along exposed shorelines, especially along the south and west-facing coast, with localized storm surge, exacerbating the impacts of a prolonged period of damaging surf. Do not focus on the exact track or intensity of Lane, and be prepared for adjustments to the forecast. Although the official forecast does not explicitly indicate Lane's center making a landfall over any of the islands, this could still occur even if the center of Lane remains offshore. Severe impacts could still be realized as they extend away from the center. So, as you can see right here, this is what the wind in Lane is looking like for the next 12 hours. Okay, right now it is 145. In 12 hours it should be 140, dropping very, very, very slowly. I know you guys don't like this part of the video, but if you really want to know what's going on, you need to listen. Here's the hazards that's probably going to happen or could happen. So far as the wind goes, the tropical storm conditions are expected on portions of the Big Island beginning early today, okay, with hurricane conditions expected in some areas Thursday afternoon or Thursday night. Now, tropical storm conditions are expected to begin over portions of Maui County today, with hurricane conditions expected in some areas tonight into tomorrow. And tropical storm conditions are expected to begin later on up through Thursday night, with hurricane conditions expected Friday into Friday night. Now, this is what you really need to pay attention to. I've said all along, the rain is going to be one of the biggest problems. Flooding's probably going to occur. And this is not my words. This is the Hurricane Center from Hawaii's words. Now, the rain bands from Hurricane Lane will continue to overspread the Hawaiian Islands tonight, today, and the excessive rain with Lane is going to impact the Hawaiian Islands all the way through the weekend, people. Okay, so it's like today, tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, rain, and more rain. It may be heavier at times. You may actually get a break, but don't think it's over. More rain will be coming. Okay, now the excessive rainfall associated with Lane will impact the Hawaiian Islands, like I said, into the weekend, and this is going to lead to significant and life-threatening flash flooding and landslides. Lane is expected to produce total rain accumulations of 10 to 20 inches with isolated amounts in excess of 30 inches over the Hawaiian Islands. Remember, we thought 20 was a lot. Well, now it's up to 30. So far as the surf goes, Lane is slow moving. Large swells generated by Lane will severely impact the Hawaiian Islands over the next few days, and these swells are going to produce very large and damaging surf along the exposed west and south facing shorelines, and a prolonged period of high surf will likely lead to significant coastal erosion. So after Lane is over with, if part of the beach is washed away, don't go saying, why did this happen? You know, like some videos do. This is unusual. It won't be unusual. This is a big storm, people. Okay? This is a powerful storm. Beach erosion at an extensive level, I'm not saying will happen, but it very well could. Now, the storm surge combined of a dangerous storm surge and large breaking waves will rise. It's going to raise the water levels as much as 2 to 4 feet above normal tide levels along the south and west facing shores near the center of Lane, and the surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. Storm surge 2 to 4 feet. I think you guys can handle that, okay? The rain. Now you're going to have some winds too. It depends on where you're at. That's just a fact of life. Some will get a little more wind than others. I wouldn't want to be in a high-rise building, period, though, okay? But some will get a little more wind than others, but it's looking like everybody is going to get rain, and as it comes down, if you're close to the mountain range or any of the mountains over there, it's going to come rushing down. You're going to flood. There's probably going to be some mudslides, landslides, all that stuff. I hope not, but it would not surprise me if this happens. Please be prepared. Now, as we watch this go through time, this is from the Hurricane Center of NOAA out of Hawaii, okay? This is what it's looking like. Of course, you see where it was starting at 11 p.m. yesterday. This, of course, is Hawaiian time. You can see as it moves along, we were thinking that maybe, hopefully, as time went by, when it got up closer to the islands further north, it would turn into a tropical storm, but that's not going to be the case at this point. Looking like it's still going to be a hurricane, okay? Wherever you see the red, this is hurricane warnings. Wherever you see the pink show up, that is a hurricane watch at this time. So everyone, Lane is going to remain a big storm for a period of time that hopefully we thought it may degenerate some, but now it's looking like it's not. I wish I had better news for you this morning, but please, look, your time's run out to prepare. This stuff is going to start today and tonight for you guys. Any little thing that you can do, if you haven't done, please do it. And please keep me posted, all my friends over on the islands. Of long as you have the internet, let me know what's going on. I appreciate it so much for all my friends over there. I love you guys. The subscribers love you guys, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. Everyone, please stay safe. and peace, love, and kindness to each of you, and our thoughts are with you. Everybody have a good day. Thanks for watching.